Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we're going to talk about 60% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck. Stocks going up, going down. People are predicting home prices crashing, stock market crashing, debt at record high. But you know what? Stay tuned, because one of the metrics does not make sense. But this does mean now may be the time for you to be looking for bargains, and I'm talking about assets, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome. Stop struggling now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and once again, thank you so much for being here. Please share the videos, because you never know who's looking for help and information, because Stop Struggling Now means just that. You need information. You know how to act upon the information? That's a whole nother thing. What do you do after you act upon it? That is another thing. So, there's levels to this. We're going to talk about it. Let's go straight to the information, because it fluctuates slightly, but here it is. Inflation, rising rates, lacks of savings contribute to those feelings that the CNBC survey found that 61% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, up from 58% in March. This was October 31st, 2023 on CNBC. A survey by Lending Club and others show the reports. Some say 62% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Well, this is why I always say 64%, because there's always a plus or minus 2 or 3%. And I refuse to believe that it's just 61 or 62. And I'm going to go through a few more so you can see what I'm referring to. September 27th, they were saying 60% of all adults. Then we go a little further. Here we are, February 28th, 2023, 60%. Here we go, May 24th, 69% of Americans in urban areas are living paycheck to paycheck. So it all depends. It's in the 60s. Here goes the number I'm talking about. 64% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. But all I know is that is way too many people living paycheck to paycheck. What do you think? Because once again, if you have 6 out of 10 people living paycheck to paycheck, that means the 4 that are not, they have to be paying for these extra services. They have to be out here shopping. There must be a balance, ladies and gentlemen. Therefore, we have to have people understanding using their money to buy assets. In SS and Nation land, that means assets that pay us. If somebody says this is an asset and it doesn't pay you, you say, I pass. All right, let's get in further into this, showing that the rally from the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks in the stock market has come to an end. But that rally that they had, and the Bitcoin rally as well, they are at least up higher this year than they have been, all flirting with all-time record highs in some of these stock indexes. So once again, very, very interesting. But remember, stock market is not Main Street. That has nothing to do with you. 64% of you, 62% of you who's living paycheck to paycheck. And now let's get into this. By some measures, you guys have heard me talk about this before. If you're missing the live streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, shame on you, because you would already have some of this information. But nonetheless, videos coming out. Americans have never been more in the red. Red means negative. In the second quarter of 2023, total credit card debt surpassed 1 trillion for the first time ever. which helped bring the total household debt in America to 17 trillion. Does anybody know what the United States has as far as money owed? Their deficit? It's like 34, 35 reported trillion. Double. But how is household debt half of the U.S. deficit debt? This is incredible. Household debt is an all-time high, but 2008 was still worse. How is it worse if it's still all-time high? Interesting concept, but nonetheless, this is bad news. Then August 9th, credit card debt reaches all-time high, exceeds 1 trillion for the second quarter is when they're reporting on it. August, same thing. Does not matter. It keeps going, ladies and gentlemen, because if you don't have the money living paycheck to paycheck, then you have to rely on credit cards. Let's get real. Now, that's not all. Auto loan delinquency rates reach highest level since 1994. Are you looking at the statistics? They do not lie. That was October 2022 by Payments, PYMTS. I'll have links down below to all of these, like an article like this. But I want to know, how do you feel about this information that you hear? You do understand that in 2024, prices may go up 3, 5%, 10%, 15% on certain items that you purchase right now. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck, what are you going to do? If you're barely being able to pay your car note, what are you going to do? That means you have to make decisions now that's going to affect you 3, 4, 5 months, a year from now. If you continue to do what you're doing and you don't make any decisions such as buying dividend and stocks where you get return on your investment, buying assets that's going to pay you, buying into a business that's profitable. If you're not getting any return on money that you don't have to work for, or your business doesn't have to create and you have another business and another business and another business that create, you are going to have to make your money work for you. There is no end game other than the middle class gets wiped out and you're just going to have wealthy and then everybody else. That's where we're heading if people do not change their mindset. But sure enough, just like clockwork, people do not change their mindset over Thanksgiving weekend. It is known as Black Friday. And look at this. You saw everything I showed you earlier. Look at this right here. Black Friday shoppers, ladies and gentlemen, spent a record $9.8 billion in U.S. online sales, up 7.5% from last year for everybody on podcast too. Can you believe this, ladies and gentlemen? This is so disgusting. This is outrageous. You are going down the wrong path, citizens. OCs, ordinary citizens, you gotta stop. You have to stop being a consumer. You're gonna have to start thinking about consuming assets that pay you. Then you can go on buying sprees. But this thing about just living paycheck to paycheck and then doing an all-time record high for Black Friday, are you kidding me? It wasn't unexpected, quite frankly, but here we are. So again, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think about this. We have entered into a dangerous time in our lives where there's a tipping point. This is ridiculous. Let me know what you think. This is going to be short. This is going to be sweet because I'm not going to talk about anything else in this video. But everybody, make the comments down below and look at this right here. According to Adobe survey, 79 million of the sales came from consumers who opted for buy now, pay later. Flexible payment method to stretch their wallets, up nearly 50% from last year. More signs that living paycheck to paycheck is even worse because they're up 50%. 47% exactly for buy now, pay later. Who knows what Affirm's doing? Who knows what Afterpay, Klarna, all these companies were doing when people can take advantage of buy now, pay later. 79 million. That's incredible. And look at this. analyzing 1 trillion visits to U.S. retail websites, 18 product categories, and 100 million unique items. It does not track brick and mortar retail transactions. Clearly, people are online shopping because it's delivered in a few days. Then they go down to the store because they saw that special deal. Online sales, Thanksgiving, online sales totaled 5.6 billion, according to Adobe analysts. Yeah, that's an analyst. Analysis. Adobe analysis. Adobe expects the spending strength to hold over the weekend and through Cyber Monday. I bet you that there's going to be a record for Cyber Monday. Let me know what you guys think in this latest video. I don't have anything else to say. It's almost disgusting. But you know what you're going to have to do, ladies and gentlemen. The world is on fire. And the Federal Reserve, the governments around the world, they're not coming to save you. You are going to have to get assets. And if you do not have them, you will be left behind in this next big change of wealth. It's going down. Are you going to be a part of it? Or are you going to be part of, well, let's just say the people scraping by, and when it gets to 70% of your population, then what? When it gets to 73% of your population, then what? You don't want to be one of those people. Please join us. Come back for more videos. We have solutions here. In fact, I'll just mention this, YieldMaxETFs.com. That's your reward for listening through the end. YieldMaxETFs.com. Go over there and look, study, pay attention. Come on our live streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evenings, and we can talk about it. And with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And I don't have to know it. Now you know it because the statistics do not lie. So what are you going to do? With all that said, keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.